I've got these new eyeshadows from L'Oreal Paris to try. I bought them from Chemist Warehouse. They're only about $12 at the moment. And I've got Magnetic Rose, Twinkly Rose, and Mesmerizing Gold. There were two other colours that I wanted, but I thought I would give these ones a go and see if I actually like them or not before I buy the other ones, even though they are relatively cheap. And I also got one of the L'Oreal Plump Ambition Hyaluron Lip Oil, so I suppose it's got hyaluronic acid in it, and this is in the shade Milky Nude 201. Now I really wanted to buy the Revlon lip gloss in a milky shade, but they didn't have it in stock, because I do really like those Revlon lip glosses. Not that I'm a big lip gloss person, but I do really like L'Oreal products because they don't feel cheap, even though they are technically like drugstore. But first I'm going to cleanse my face. I'm going to do a get ready because we're going to the movies tonight. Not that it matters because the movie is on so late. But anyway, I'm going to start with the Witch Hazel cleansing pads, which I also got from Chemist Warehouse when I was there. And my face is a little bit pink because, and it's coming off on the pad as well. But that's just because I dyed my hair a few days ago and the colour's just getting everywhere. That was a L'Oreal Vivid Colours hair dye. For my skincare, I'm using the Caudalie Eye Cream. I do not like this one, unfortunately. There's another one that I love from Mecca, so once I run out of this, I'm just going to get that one. I don't even remember what it's called. I might put it up on the screen, but it's this gorgeous serum type product, which really hydrates and makes your skin look so good. But this is just like a cream and it just doesn't really do anything for me, unfortunately. And I'm going to use the Dark Spot Corrector by Axis Y. I'm still going to use sunblock today, even though I'm not really going out anywhere, but I do want to go for my walk later because it's about 1:30, oh no, 2:30, oh it's getting a bit late, but it's about 2:30 now, but the movie's not until 9:30, so it's such a late screening. So I've got a lot of time. I should be able to fit in a walk, so I'm going to need my SPF. I've got the Naked Sundays one, which is more of a thicker cream type consistency, and then I've got the Quick Flick or Quick Screen, which is really good. You can get this one from Kohl's, so I feel like it's a better product just in the sense that it's really accessible. I'm almost out of this one. This might be the final hurrah. I tend to use this even if I'm not wearing makeup, but it is thin enough to wear under makeup as well. I also recently did a huge clear out of my makeup after I did my things I'm getting rid of in my empties video, but I didn't film it because I was so overwhelmed after that. But I got rid of a whole bunch of brushes and a whole heap of makeup as well, because there were some things that I was hanging on to. Like I had my first MAC lipsticks, which would be about 12 years old, which is so crazy to think because I had Cream Cup and Pure Zen, which apparently they have discontinued Pure Zen, but it's just crazy to think that I hung on to them for so long. For my primer, I'm just using the Rare Beauty shiny one. This is the illuminating one. But yeah, so I've really minimized my makeup, so to speak. I'm looking at it and I do have some new purchases in there that I got when we went to Melbourne, because we did go see Snatch Game live. That was a couple of weeks ago now, but because we were staying right next to DFO, we love staying at the Novotel there. It's just perfect location and you get a really good price. But I went into the cosmetics shop I should say, and I managed to find this little goodie, which is the Bobbi Brown Corrector, and it's in light bisque. And the last time I was at the cosmetic company, I think that's what it's called, anyway, the last time I was there, they didn't have light bisque, they only had bisque, and this is so amazing. It's so light. Ooh, you hear that little magnet there? So the product isn't going to dry out, but it is quite a nice thin product and just looks so good and illuminating under the eyes. I also picked up this MAC Prep and Prime, what is it? A highlighter pen in Radiant Rose. And it's the one that's pink and it's just a little corrector. And when I saw this, I actually remembered that I had this back in like 2015. I wonder if I have any videos where I'm using it. I honestly should probably have a look. But I was very excited because I really loved this at the time and then didn't repurchase it because I don't think it was available anymore on the website once I'd finished it. But it's a really lovely little product. For my face, I'm going to use the YSL what the hell is this? The cushion on Creed de Pear. It's the Couture Cushion Foundation. This is the satiny finish. I really loved the Touche Éclat Glow finish, but they didn't have the refills. So I bought this finish refill thinking it would fit in the Touche Éclat Compact, but it didn't, and I was so annoyed about that. So annoyed. I can't even remember if I filmed the haul that I did. But anyway, I was very mad. But this foundation, the formula is still nice. I still prefer the glowy finish, to be honest. So if I run out of this, or when I run out of this, I will definitely just go for the glowy one. But it's not bad, thank God. That would have been a nightmare. I'm just using my little lip balm. Guys, I have no idea if I did a haul. But I got this cute little... What is the brand? Sulwhasoo. I don't know, but isn't this so cute? I just leave it at my desk because it's just a nice product to use to prime my lips. And what else? I'm actually gonna check if I did a haul video, because oh my god, I can't believe it, I didn't do a haul video. Maybe I filmed it and then decided that it was crap. Anyway, moving on, I'm going to start with my little corrector, and I'm just going to put it on straight under my eyes. I'm so happy that they had the colour that I need. Oh, I should have shown you guys a before and after, but you'll probably be able to get a bit of an idea anyway. But this just sinks into the skin very easily. It's very, very thin. It's, even though it is a crayon, it's a very slippery thin finish. Now with my little cushion foundation, you can see this is the colour B10, which I really like. They have BR10 as well, which is the rose version, but it is very pink, which is not me. I always prefer the more neutral foundations because then it matches my neck a lot better. And my face is already so friggin' pink, so I don't really want to have a pink face. I'm going to use a little bit of concealer as well. This is just the MAC 24 Hour Studio Fix one, which I quite like, and it's quite thin, so I'm hoping it'll go well under or over top of the corrector that I've used. So fingers crossed. Last time I used the corrector, I just used it by itself because it's thin enough and enough coverage, I found. Anyway, I've just got the Makeup by Mario Soft Scalp Bronzing and Shaping Serum in the shade Light, which is very good for fair skin tones. I really like it. It blends in really nice as well. It's very watery feeling. And then I'm just going to pop on a little bit of the Armani blush. I'm trying to get through it. This is in the shade 51. The packaging is so cute, but the payoff isn't that good. But I'm just going to use it as a base for my powder blush. So starting to smell a bit funny. Anyway, the movie that we're seeing tonight is 28 Years Later. So we did watch the 28 Days Later, and then which we had to rent because it wasn't on the streaming platforms, and then we watched the 28 Weeks Later as well, which is the one I remember. That's the one that came out in 2007, and I think I saw it on the TV, or maybe I went and saw it at the movies, I don't know. I did get to see a lot of movies when I was a kid, so I was very lucky. That was like my hobby. I was telling my husband that was my hobby because I wasn't very social, so I didn't really like to go out. I would have rather like have gone to the movies, to be honest. Now I'm going to just put a little bit of concealer on. I hope that it layers okay. Not that it matters, I mean, because the movie is so freaking late. I don't know. I think actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think they put it on late because it's kind of at the end of its cycle. It's not a like super new movie. So it's at 9:30, so it won't finish probably till about 11:30 or 11:45 or something, so it's pretty late. I'm just blending this in. Oh, my nose is still looking a bit dry, but what can you do? I'm really going through it with my skin at the moment, trying to figure out what I should be using, which is so funny. You'd think that I would know, but I've learned a lot from like experimenting with products and then being like, oh, I should have just bought the product I like. Sometimes I want to try things when really I should just be buying the stuff I know is good. I know that sounds obvious, but I get very tempted, I should say, by new products. Now I'm just going to spritz myself. This is just the Cordially, which I really love. You can see I'm almost halfway through on this one. So this is my second bottle. I think I'd like to buy the bigger bottle next time, and then that way I can fill up my little ones, because I have one in my purse which isn't very full. It's only like that full. But because it's glass, it's not the best thing to have in your purse, is it? But the sprayer on it is so good, so I really prefer it as a fine mist. But anyway, we are taking our daughter along with us to the movies because it is MA 15 plus, and because she's 15 now, it's good we're actually able to take her to movies and stuff that are restricted. But we really liked it. I really liked 28 Days Later because I found that because there was no music, and my husband said that it had been scrapped off the internet because of copyright on the music on it. But I found the lack of music actually made the movie so scary, and I really like the zombies in this franchise because they can just be shot. They don't have to have their head taken off or anything like that, and it's quite funny how strong they are. But I also like that they can starve to death, so that there is like a hope for the future, because that's how obviously the second movie came about, is that they all starved and then the Americans came in to save the day, so to speak. So I like the idea that they can starve, because I feel like on The Walking Dead, the fact that they can't and they just continue on, it's like, you know what I mean? The world would just be full of zombies. It'd be like never ending, like, you know, humanity would never be able to rebuild. Honey, can you even hear me talking? Can you hear me talking?
No.
Oh. That's good, because I feel very silly talking to myself with you here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My husband's having fun. He's had his shoulder cut open. They can't see you, honey, don't worry. You're not in the shot. Do you want to be in the shot?
If you want me to be.
There he is. And I'm looking after him and making sure that he is having all his food and all his meals. He just had a brownie sundae, which, because I made a brownie yesterday, so he had it with his ice cream and his whipped cream from the can, which was so hard to get, wasn't it, honey? Remember? Yeah. It was sold out, so all the freaks had been to the Woolworths and the Coles. We had to go to 2 different locations to get this can of cream.
Yeah, we were lucky to get it.
Yeah, we were very lucky to get it. So you've been so well looked after, honey. I even made homemade brisket pies as well.
Yeah, and I really appreciate everything you've done for me.
Thank you, honey. So it's actually been really fun to have somebody around to look after.
Yeah, I'm glad I've been here to have you look after.
Are you happy? Did you go under the knife just so you could be at home and give me something to do for 2 weeks?
Yeah. I'll try not to make a habit of it.
Thanks, honey. I appreciate it, because it's fucking expensive. Because old mate went private, didn't you, honey?
Yeah.
But yeah, it is very fun. I love to look after you, honey.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I'm not used to talking to myself. Usually when you're around, honey, I'm talking to you.
Yeah. I'll have to get you some more balls open.
Yeah, you have to get me some more balls. I haven't opened any balls in a while, but mind you, because we got all the food from the op shop, the mini shops,
urge.
it satisfied my urge for my mini shops. I'm going to use 2 eyebrow products. This is the Rimmel Brow Pro Micro, which is so good. It's got such a skinny little tip. And then I'm going to use the Micro Tattoo Brow Artist. This is by L'Oreal. Man, they've got the best products. Best drugstore brand ever. And this is so cute because it's got the little flicks, and I'm getting bald headed on this eyebrow. So it actually doesn't start till like here, and that really ages you. So if you decide to have your eyebrows really far in, it makes you look that much older than you are, which if you don't care about, then it doesn't matter. But I don't want to look older than I am. You can use this on the like tail of your eyebrow, but I prefer more colour. That's why I go in with this. And when I was at the cosmetic company, they had a MAC felt tip pen, which I really wanted, but they only had it in taupe, but I don't think they have that online. But I love those kinds of things. I used to have a Stella eyebrow one that was like a little pen, but of course that got old and got chucked out. I'm just going to fill in the tail, and then I can swatch these new crayons, which I'm so excited about. Although one thing that I was not happy with is when I went to Chemist Warehouse, the reason that I went in and didn't buy online is because I actually wanted to swatch them, because I liked so many of them. I was like, I need to swatch them so I can actually have an idea of which one I want. But then when I went in, they didn't have any testers, except one had already been opened by someone else, and it was really nice. It was a bronze colour. I wish I had got it. But what's really impressive about these is I put the product in my hand and you could not, it was like smudge proof, so I had to wipe it off with a baby wipe. So that's what I'm excited about, because a lot of these crayons, they blend out to literally nothing and they're not smudge proof. And because my eyelids are quite hooded, they get really greasy. You see how even like my concealer is just gooping up in the crease, so to speak. So I'm excited to see if this is long lasting on the eyes as well. I recently got rid of a Charlotte Tilbury crayon. I think that was in my empties and stuff I'm getting rid of video. And that is just so shit, that crayon that I had. I can't remember the colour, but it was like bronze with gold flecks in it. And it was not smudge proof, and then if you wanted to blend it out, it just disappeared. Whereas I have this Mecha Max crayon. This doesn't have any glitter in it. This is in the shade Espresso. It's called a Zoom Shadow Stick Matte, and I got this was my birthday gift, and it's really nice, really creamy, and I love how it's blendable on the eyelid. I would probably want to use this maybe in the outer edge to complement the shadows that I'm going to use, but you can see that's the colour, and it just blends and stays a lot better than the Charlotte Tilbury one, which is crazy because these are only $10 and that's the normal price. So I might just put a little bit of this, just making enough noise. I'm just going to put this in the outer crease of my eyes, and this will be a really nice contrast for the sparkly eyeshadows. But I'm going to swatch them on my hands as well so you guys can see, and so that I can see, so I can finally swatch and see if I like it or not. But anyway, going back to the movie, I'm very excited because who does it have in it? It's got Aaron Taylor Johnson in 28 Years Later, so that'll be interesting. And it starts on an island, and what I really liked about the first two videos is that even though the timeline connects, the characters do not connect, so you do not see the same characters from the original movie as you do in the second, which I kind of like, because I feel that from the first movie the survivors did survive. That's what my imagination tells me. But actually I think that at the time that the second movie is taking place, I think that the first set of survivors from the first movie, I think they were still in the little cottage, because it doesn't give any further details and stuff really. So I actually think that they were still there when the second movie is occurring, because they'd only really been cleaning out London or whatever. So I don't know, this is just what I think, but I do like that the third movie will not be connected at all. Well, at least that's the impression that I have. So they start off on an island and then they go over to the mainland, which is going to be so spooky. However, I didn't really like the music that was in the trailer compared to the music and stuff in the first and second movie, which again, it was quite well placed, although I felt there was more music in the second movie than the first, but it was pretty well placed. And I think compared to American like horror movies where the music really carries the story to its detriment and sometimes to a positive way, I've just got my Barocca and my Stanley. This was so hard to find, but husband had to dig through the display at David Jones. But it does keep your stuff really nice and cold, your little drinks. And I've got cat hair on me again. This is nothing new, and it's really annoying because my cat is, she's white, so I cannot see it, but I can feel it. Going back to it, I did not like the music from the third one in the trailer, so I'll be interested to see how they use the music in this movie, and I hope that they don't have too much of it, because what I don't understand is that they're going to the the mainland, and they're going to have nobody to help them or rescue them. I can't understand why they're going from the island to the mainland to explore it, and why are they taking a child, but I'm going to learn the truth, so hopefully the next time you see me I will be able to tell you guys the tea as to why they're going to the mainland. Anyway, so Aaron Taylor-Johnson is off to the mainland, but they must survive to a certain point and beat the horde. But there's also the guy from Skins. What's his name? James... John, let me figure out, but the guy from Skins, Cook from Skins, who was in Sinners, he's in this movie as the bad guy. What the hell is his name? Jack. Damn. So maybe his name is, but maybe his name is James, because you know how James is like Jack. This cat here is terrorizing me. Anyway, so Jack O'Connell, in any case, he's the bad guy in this movie, but he's not in the trailer or anything like this, and he said that the character is very different to anything else he's played, and so I think that he's very wicked in this, but they don't give you any background of that character or how important he is. They don't even tell you about it in the trailer, so I'm curious to see where he comes in. That I'm going to be very excited about that, and I've already put it in my calendar as to when the next movie comes out, because I think there were 2 movies that were filmed at the same time, and the next one comes out on the 15th of January, so only 5 months. Is that July, August, September, October, November, December, January? 6 months. So in 6 months from now, we will have the following movie, which will be so good. Anywho, I also put in some other movies that I saw on the Village Cinemas website. Excuse me. I'm just going to be doing this the whole time. Anyway, I put in some other movies that are coming out, because there's going to be another Wuthering Heights film that's coming out February 12th, 2026, although not really pleased, because it's got the girl Margot Robbie. Oh my god, and she's blonde, and then it's got that weird tall guy, I can't remember his name either, but he doesn't fit, so I don't even know if I'm going to see that, because I'm not a believer. Let's move on. I'm so excited to swatch these, and I'm sitting right under the heater, by the way, so I'm starting to go a bit pink, but anyway, let's have a look at these. So that's Mesmerizing Gold. That's very pretty. It feels very wet. I used to love this style of product when I was like 14, 15, 16. I had like a green, pastel green colour, because green was my favourite colour. And this is Twinkly Rose, I believe. It's pretty dark on my skin tone, but I'm very fair. I have noticed a couple of girlies on TikTok who are tan, and it looks like a light colour on them. And then the last colour, which I'm quite excited about, well, I mean, I'm excited about all of them, is Magnetic Mauve, which is, you know, the kind of colour that I like. It's not as glittery, but I thought it would be a nice colour to have on the more of the outer edge of my eye. I want to be able to just use it from the tube and, you know, not do too much with it. So I'm just going to put this straight on. I already love this colour. It does feel very wet though, so and then I'm going to get my Magnetic Mauve just over top of that brown, so it's good that I have that matte colour as a base. It literally matches it. The glittery eyeshadow that I actually wanted was the Danessa Myricks Beauty eyeshadow duos, but I could not choose. They are very, very pretty. I've watched a lot of videos on TikTok, but I just couldn't choose. They all looked really, really nice. And then my second option, because obviously I would have had to order them, and they're like $70, and so therefore I felt I would have had to actually choose one of the colours, and then I may have regretted the colour. But it was like $73 before post, which is quite expensive. And then the Half Magic brand that they sell at Mecca, they have glittery eyeshadow sticks, but there's only about 6 colours that I could see online, and they were about $40. And then I saw these and I thought I'll just give these a try, because if I don't really like these, then there's no point buying something expensive. Now I'm just using this little gold colour. It's funny, I use too much on one side. For my mascara, I'm going to use the MAC Stack Mascara, which was actually a free gift, and I'm so excited that I finally opened this. So I probably got it about 6 months ago. But this mascara I've had before, and I really liked it at the time, but it does run you up about $50 to $60 usually if you don't get it for free or if you don't get it on a special. But it does work really well. It reminds me of the CoverGirl mascara, or the Roller Lash mascara from Benefit, but this holds your lashes like very, very securely. It does have intense hold, and what's funny is because last time I used it I curled my eyelashes, and by the end of the day my eyes were so dry because it totally just holds your eyelashes totally up if you curl them, which your eyelashes obviously have a function for a reason. It's to keep dust and shit out of your eye, so this makes your eyelashes not be able to do their function. So just bear that in mind. If you have chronic dry eye, you'll need to use some eye drops. I'm just going to add a little bit more of the crayon on. This is Twinkly Rose. It does have a nice shine, but it's not high glitter. But the one that I swatched was a bronze one with a gold glitter on, and it was very glittery. Now that's pretty much my makeup done actually, but I'm just going to add on some blush, and I have the Mineralized Blush by MAC in Petal Power, which I'm so glad that I finally got this. I got it from Cosmetic Company as well, so you get a bit of a deal if you shop there. Fuck, it's so hard to open though. Am I opening it wrong? Ooh, and I still have the little cap. This is what it looks like, and it's so pretty. As you guys may have known, I had the Revolution blush. It was like a peach one, and it was probably 6 or 7 years old, and it was my go-to because it was literally this color. You can see the blush there, and this is like a really nice peachy pink blush with like a gold reflect to it. So it's so pretty, and it's the exact kind of thing that I like for every day. So I'm glad that I've got it like a new version, because unfortunately the one from Revolution, I was too scared to travel with it because it was my favorite blush, but it was quite big as well. But you know, it's getting old, so I think that it was good timing for me to get this, to be honest, and I'm very happy with it. I'm going to use one of my dirty brushes because I have this whole thing of dirty brushes here which I have to clean, which has been in here for like 2 weeks and I still haven't cleaned them. I'm just so lazy when it comes to that. Even though it doesn't take as long as like what it used to, it still takes probably about half an hour, 40 minutes to do, but I'm literally that lazy. So I'm just going to pop my blush on. And I like to have it on my nose. I don't really wear bronzer so much, but I had the really nice one from MAC and then it broke in my drawer, so I haven't recovered from that. So that's pretty much my makeup done. I just have to try out this lovely little lip oil from L'Oreal. I don't think it's going to have much colour to it, but I hope it has just enough colour to kind of work in with my lip liner. I'm actually going to use a really creamy Chi-Chi one, and this is in the colour Bombshell, although I prefer It Girl, but I don't know where my It Girl has gone. Bombshell is just a bit more pink. This is a bit funny because it's exactly like my lip colour. I'm just going to take my hair out. Don't you love that red scalp? Let's crack this open. Oh, take the label off. That feels good. And then this is so cute. Oh, I like it. It is very nice and milky. And it does say it's plumping, does it? Plumping. So it might sting. It does sting a little bit, but it definitely doesn't sting as much as the Too Faced one, which do sting a lot. But that's what it looks like. You can tell it's not adding that much colour, but I like it. I wish I had more of the other colours, but it's not a product that I'll be using like all the time. Like I might put it in my handbag to use, but it's very pretty, and I do really love the L'Oreal packaging. This is my look, and hopefully next time I see you, I'll be able to tell you more about the movie. Maybe I'll do a review. Wouldn't that be fun? And as for the crayons, they are very shiny, especially the Twinkly Rose and the Mesmerizing Gold. As for the smudginess, it's pretty well on there. It's so hard to see because the lighting is so bad. Anyway, as you guys know, you can come and see me on TikTok. I haven't posted in a long time. When was the last time I posted? I'm still very active on there. I mean, I do tend to comment a lot on other people's stuff. Oh yeah, my last video was, I thought I had a wasp in the house. That was the 27th of June. So I literally haven't posted in almost a month, so maybe I will post today. But I thought there was a wasp in my house, but it wasn't. It was just a cockroach, and so I left my house and went on a walk, and then my husband came home and saved me from the cockroach. Another video that did well was the one about the chickens in the clear bag. It was so weird, and then somebody was like, body bags are black, and I'm like, not always, not in all movies, but anyway. That was so weird to see the chickens in like the totally clear bag. But anyway, I don't post every day, but if you do want to come and see me, I'm at dottydoes. As you guys know, since I stopped my streak, I haven't been so motivated, but maybe I'll get back into it once I finish looking after my husband who's on bed rest.